Are you one of those people who likes to have a shake instead of a meal? And I'm talking about the drinking shake, not just shaking around. Well, you'll definitely want to pay attention to this next chat. There's been an interesting study published last week spruiking the benefits of a whole food diet, who would have thought, compared to supplement-based meal replacements. And eating a proper meal, this is a real shock, is better for you than drinking a shake. Kate Save, who I had the pleasure of meeting at the Wellspring Conference last week, is a dietitian and exercise physiologist and diabetes educator and the founder of Be Fit Food, and she joins me on the line. Kate, good evening.
Good evening, Rob.
Lovely to have you on the show. So are you surprised by the results of this study?
Look, I'm surprised that there weren't studies prior to this. So I've gone looking everywhere, and I mean social media, YouTube, let alone the journals, and there are no other studies comparing whole food, very low calorie diets to supplement-based, very low calorie diets. And given that's the gold standard around the world for bariatric surgery, and then some anaesthetists might use it, orthopedic surgery may use it as well, I can't believe no one's looked at food.
Okay, well, tell us about this study. How many people were involved? How long did it go for?
So there was 47 people involved, and it was a single-blinded randomised control trial. And out of the 47, it was nearly evenly split between the people on the supplements and the people on the whole food diet. They went on the program for 3 weeks. So they got the same amount of calories, the same amount of carbs, proteins and fats. They lost the same amount of weight. So they lost on average around 4.5 kilos over the 3 weeks. But the other findings were the really interesting things. It wasn't about the weight loss. It didn't matter whether you had 3 chocolate shakes a day or you had, wholemeal beef lasagna, Italian meatballs and eggs for breakfast. The weight loss was the same, but what happened to the gut bacteria was very different, and that affects metabolism. So we saw with the gut bacteria, some of the bacteria that increased were the ones that were anti-inflammatory, that can help with whole body inflammation. Some of the others regulate what would help.
Hang on. Tell me those ones.
So, the specific types of bacteria. Let me give you some of the names. Oh, that's tricky off the top of my head. I'll have to get back to you with the actual names of bacteria. But there was 45 different bacteria.
Oh, don't give us those. Don't give us 45. No, that's fine. So anti-inflammatory, the first thing. The next one?
They helped with overall digestion. So they were, they fed off fibre. They produced short-chain fatty acids, and they're linked to lower inflammation in the bowel. And then those, the other really major finding was it helped with leptin regulation, I guess, which is
hang on. You've got to explain to the listeners, what do you mean by leptin?
Well, leptin is secreted by our fat cells, and it's supposed to shut off appetite when we've got too many fat cells. However, a lot of people are leptin resistant, and we feel hungry even though we've got fat cells. So what this study showed is that when people were doing a whole food diet, their leptin levels were more stable and stronger than what they were when they went on a supplement diet. They got more hungry and had less appetite control.
Okay, so what are we really missing when you look at a whole food diet compared to the meal supplements? What are the meal supplements not doing for us then?
Well, the meal supplements are lacking the 150,000 different plant chemicals that are the things that, people that live for the centenarians around the world in the blue zones that are living over 100 years, yes, they're socialising and eating food and, celebrating community and culture, but the food they're eating, there's something magical in living food that comes from the land, and we haven't labelled it, we haven't put it in a pill yet, and that's what these supplements are missing. They've got the A to Z vitamins that we know about. They've got some extra fibres and bits and pieces added, but they don't have the things that we don't know about.
And you see,
we
Kate,
do know are important.
This is the point I make all the time. People talk about the things are bad for us, like the processed packaged muck masquerading as food, and all the sugars we have. And I agree, they're very bad for us. But what we're not stressing is that only 5% of people have 2 or 3 pieces of fruit per day, 3 to 5 servings of vegetables per day. That's the real tragedy, I believe, here.
I couldn't agree more. It's what we're not eating.
Yes.
That is the actual issue. We are not eating the things that our body needs to live long and healthy. And, it's all fantastic to take these special supplements and things that we talk about for longevity. But if you don't get your diet right to begin with whole foods, I don't think they're going to have a lot of benefit.
Okay, so we do hear of people who've lost a bucket of weight on these meal replacement shakes. Is there a space for some people to lose weight and fix their diet?
I think there's two separate issues here. I think the first one is if you go on a very low-calorie diet and you lose weight really quickly, is that good or bad for you? Well, it depends on how high your risk is for heart disease and other conditions. And if you need to do it and it keeps you motivated, then you just need to have a really good program and a group of health professionals to help you continue down that path when you're not on that strict diet. Do you need to do that with a supplement? I was convinced you had to with, 20 years of training through my organisation and marketing through the hospitals and all the companies that talk to dietitians about what you should be giving people in a hospital setting or a bariatric setting. And this is the first study that's given me the confidence to say I don't think that's the case anymore. Yes, it's okay to go on a very low-calorie diet. There's plenty of science around that supports that. But does it have to be done with a meal replacement shake? I don't think so. This study's saying you can do it with meat and vegetables, herbs and spices, and you maintain better lean body mass. So they found the people that did it with the shakes-based diets lost more muscle, significantly more muscle.
Yeah,
and if you did it with food, you keep the muscle and burn the fat.
And can I tell you, Kate, that I've seen a handful of people who've gone on to more radical diets and lost a bucket of weight quickly over the age of 50, having a heart attack or a stroke, because I believe the reason being the abdominal fat pours into the central circulation, overloads the central circulation and contributes to the rupture of fatty plaques. So, look, you've got a lot of experience in the health space. Obesity rates are going up. Diets are getting worse. Why do you think this is happening, even though people are educated about how bad these things are for you?
It is convenience and being time poor and ultra-processed food. And I think there's a focus on, because of social media, we're all looking for the one thing. We're all individuals and there's no one thing that anyone needs. And it's trying to shortcut our way to a better diet. You can't shortcut your way. You actually need to eat good food every day. And if you want to put in something else, have a vanilla slice, have a glass of red wine, eat some chocolate. I don't have a problem with that, but I have a problem with not eating real food and thinking you can take powders and that's going to be okay.
Okay, it's fantastic information. It's great to have you on Healthy Living. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ross, and I look forward to tuning into the rest of your segment on the gut microbiome.
Thank you. That's Kate Save. She's a dietitian, exercise physiologist, diabetes educator, and she's the founder of BeFit Food.
You've found it, the right home for your next chapter. But your current place isn't even on the market yet, and the thought of missing out, it's hard to shake. With Bridget, you don't have to wait. We help you unlock the equity in your current home so you can buy now, sell later. Bridget, trusted by over 17,000 mortgage brokers and thousands of Aussie homeowners. Speak with your broker or apply online at bridget.com.au.
Lending criteria, credit assessment, conditions, fees and charges apply.
From time to time, everybody needs a mate with a truck. When you do, head to budgettrucks.com.au. Maybe you're moving house or need a replacement delivery van for your business. A flatbed truck, a tipper, a bus, even a four-wheel drive ute. When it comes to the biggest range and best value in commercial vehicle rental, it has to be budgettrucks.com.au. To check out their full range of trucks, vans, buses and utes, visit budgettrucks.com.au.